But he would say go, and he wouldn't say anything else. And it was the novelty of it that kind of shocked him into saying something. But the more novel things you think of, the better. So let's think of, and the brain loves multisensory, okay, and the brain loves fun. So you all have some cards that you were given, some index cards. Okay, what I want, we're gonna just do some different activities with these. I want you, what if I'd like to, I don't quite know how to do this exactly. What if you call out one of yours? Or you don't have any? Okay. Yeah, if you don't have any of these cards, get a couple. Okay, can I have one of yours?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I have circuit. I have circuit. Does anybody have somebody that would go with me? Oh, what do you have?
Circle.
Circle. What do you have?
Circulate.
Yeah, tell us really loud.
Circulate.
Circulate.
Circ.
Circ. Yay, what else? Hmm? Circus. And what do you have?
Circular.
Circular. Okay, what do we all have in common? Let's see, we'll let one person, what if we pass these all back to you? What do we all have in common? Yeah, that sound. The same, yeah, it is the sound of S, so circ. Okay, so that's something we all have in common. What do we all have in common in meaning? What do they all, Molly? Yes, round, because what's another word that means round, that starts with C? Circle and circular. Yay. What did circus have to do with round?
The ring. They have the ring.
Yeah, tell us again louder.
Oh, the rings, like she said, in the round, I guess.
Yeah, because, yeah, they have, y'all are maybe young to have seen them. Have you ever heard of a 3-ring circus? Yeah, so they have those rings. So isn't that cool? Who would have ever thought that was why it's called a circus? Oh, yeah, and they travel around in a circle. Yeah. Okay, so what if you, Lynn, can you get up and show us one of yours and say, what could be fun, except for I don't know if we should do it that way, is we could all get up and find your partners, but I think we won't because it'll take a longer time. Yeah, what if you, give him your circuit, because he's collecting all those. Okay. Oh, you have a great one. Show us that one. Yeah, and read it for us.
Unisex.
Who do you have in common? Who has something in common?
No one will admit it.
Oh, look, we have one.
University. Universal.
Yay, any other unis?
Unified.
Yay, so what does uni, how many? Oh, and what does, tell us, Ruth Ann?
Unit.
Unit, so what does, how many is uni? One. Good, so what does unify have to do with one? Okay, what about a university?
All the different rooms in one.
Yeah, in one place. Good. Or yeah. Okay, who else has one? Would you do us one, Angela?
Median.
Okay, median. Who has something? Midline. Good. Who else has something that goes with that? So it might have M-E-D or M-I-D. What else do you have? And medium. What do they all have something to do with? Middle. Good. What else could we have? What is this part of your body that we don't? Yeah, midriff. And midriff. Yay. So we can just think of lots and lots of words. Who else has one?
Script.
Oh, good. Script. Script. Who has something that goes with script? Scripture. Postscript. P.S. Inscribe. Script. Transcribe. Scribble. Prescribe and describe. Wow. Okay, so what does script, hold up your script that you had just plain old script or somebody had just plain old script. Description, yes, and script. So what does script or script mean? Yes, it means to write. And so what about scribble? You know, think about kindergarten. Think about 3-year-olds. I mean, a lot of 3-year-olds might even think about scribble. That might be a word they know. I mean, not that you're going to get into, oh, that's script and that's Latin and with a 3-year-old. but it's kind of cool if the child was into it. I mean, really 3 is young, I know, but at 5 for sure. Somebody talking about scribbling, you might say, oh, scribble, that's like script. Like, ooh, like if you're trying out for a play and you read a script and it's written, I mean, you might just say, oh wow, describe something. That's like scribble, scribe. Oh my gosh, those words are a lot alike. You might just say that at one point. Okay, so what if we turn all those in? What if we just pass them all to the back, to our students here? Yay, and they can all just be in a mix. Okay, I like to think about, and I know, Molly, what is my big quote? The history. Yeah, that can be it. Yeah, it's like, because Molly heard say that, like, or something. The history of the world is in the spelling, or in the words. It's hidden, and it's like clues. I want you to think that you're a detective. The more you can help your students to think you're like exploring these words, which what you are doing, that the history of the world is hidden in the spelling. Now, this is one of my favorite stories. And I like to use things that are big, like the globe or the map, again, to show where the words came from, and to talk about how the way we got all our words is, okay, back to Old England, the land that is now England, and all those people that live there. They were talking these plain old words like fish, eat. They were using these plain words, and as years went on, other countries, other peoples came to try to conquer them, like from Norway, the Norsemen and the Viking ships. And so I'd like to, show it on here, make Viking ships. Is that Norway, right? Viking ships, I think, to make ships, or somebody make those ships, have them travel on the globe or on the map to Old England. And what kind of words do you think those people brought with them? Let's see, they lived up where it was really cold, and it was really cold, and they had words like ski, like words that start with SK, like ski and skate, came from Norway. Because I like to think about, well, it was cold up there, and they skied to get around, and so that's a word they had. In Old England, where they were hunting and fishing, ski wasn't a word they'd have. Okay, so,
Weren't they speaking a different language?
Oh, I'm sorry, and I don't have a good hearing.
Norwegians were speaking a different language, so
Yeah.
I guess you could have, so they wouldn't be saying ski or any of that.
Well, I think what it is that was, well, I'm so glad. That's a wonderful. Oh, I'm sorry, and I have a hearing loss, so I can't hear if I have more than one.
That is the interesting part is because you will see Danish words, Norwegian words, Swedish words in English
Yes.
and German. They all adopted a lot of the words.
Yes, and so they came with those words, which is cool because you think, well, that was a different language, but that's exactly what you said is what happened. They brought that different language, and then they ended up conquering or intermarrying with the people in Old England, in what is now England, and so they took over their words and incorporated them. And then, like, people came from France, like the Norman invasion in 1066. They came, and so as Norman French, they brought French words, and it was like a lot of government words. They wanted it to be really fancy and have the government be run by people who spoke French. So England spoke French for a long, long time, and so the government words were French words, like jury and judicial, and a lot of these words came through the French. Yeah, I kind of don't want to get off the track all the time.
No, but I think what he's asking about is we didn't have that word, so why did we get it? What happens if they didn't have it and then they adopt it for something new, like you're talking about the governmental system. They didn't have a word for jury, so they used the word of the culture that came in and introduced the concept, and they picked up a menu, we picked up different things like that, or it would be the preferred word because the upper class would use it because of the education thing of the people that came in and had power, and so those words became the preferred words, and that's how they got integrated into the language and adopted.
Right, like I like to ask my kids, I say, well, what words do you think they brought? Did they bring Japanese? And they always laugh and say, no, they didn't bring Japanese. They brought their words. But go ahead.
But I think